Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of little things to put inside as gifts.
Is she a stitcher also?
Mhm.
So, and Liz has some of this stuff back here, like a hollow, and do like the, there's a little bird that's a needle threader.
Yeah.
Or there might be out of them, I think there's some on that spinner rack, there's a pack that has like 2 magnets in it. That you could, oh, okay, so yeah, no, see, that'd be a good thing, work.
So if you're in Hobby Lobby, they got pepper and they got a spear bowl, so is that.
Video and I really am bad at it. No, you're fine. I wasn't watching where I was going.
The other thing that Lady told me, or I guess I never did, is and she said,
Oh, they're eating. Okay.
and my feeling.
Hi, Flosstube. Anybody remember me? This is Diane, the Be a Blessing Stitcher, and it has been a while since I've been here. Hit a little speed bump in life, and that kind of kept me away for a little while. But I'm anxious to get back and talk to you guys and to show you some of the things that have been going on. A little quick life update. I had a stray cat in my backyard that had baby kittens, and they were so adorable. And so of course I played with them, because who doesn't? I mean, cuteness overload. And the mother moved them. And then without my realizing it, she moved them back, and I let my dog out to go to the bathroom, and they got into a little tussle. And so we had to put the dog on an antibiotic. And she now only uses the front yard instead of the backyard anymore when she has to go out. The mother cat is still around, but the babies are gone again. And I miss them. They were so stinking cute. I'll insert a picture or two of them in here. I gotta look at my notes, because I had all morning long when I was thinking about doing a video, I kept writing myself notes about things to talk about. So let me pull up my little notes here a minute. Sorry about that. I just don't want to forget something. because it has been a while. It's probably been close to 6 weeks since I was last on. So I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys and let you know kind of what I've been doing, and maybe hopefully find out a little bit about what you guys have been up to as well. I would love for you to interact and to tell me, to comment, let me know what's going on. That means a ton to me. And so my little speed bump was a little bit of a mental health thing, and it was kind of timely. May is Mental Health Month, so I want to encourage everybody to do some self-care. I'm doing some, and I've been really resistant to doing some for a long time, thought I was doing fine, and turns out I really wasn't. So I took a little bit of time off of everything pretty much in life, and just decided to kind of focus on me for a little bit. So we all have to do that from time to time. It's so good for us, I think, to take time to take care of yourself, right? Whether that's doing something you love, whether it's eating healthy, whether it's exercising, which neither of those I was doing. And it really kind of does affect the rest of you. When you're not physically taking care of yourself, it really can affect you mentally as well. So just really encourage anybody who is struggling, is on the fence. There are so many great options. One of them is what I'm using. It's called betterhelp.com. It's an online resource. They will prorate you according to your income. It's all done by Zoom, by messaging. I have found it to be a really helpful resource, and so I encourage you guys to go check them out if you feel like that could be something potentially helpful to you. And just encourage everybody to take care of each other, take care of yourselves, speak truth into people's lives. It's hard sometimes to hear those truths, but it's important for us to hear some of those truths once in a while so that we can take better care of ourselves. So anyway, enough about all of that. Let's get into stitching. That's what you guys are all here for. Whoops, sorry, move the camera. I wanted to talk about, somebody had asked me last time about sharing my organization with you guys. So I'm gonna insert a couple of pictures either here, or I'll do it at the end, or maybe the beginning, just letting you know what I do for my fabric storage and for my floss. I just purchased the Annie's Keepers floss system from Chantel 141, and I don't have it up and running yet. I already had something in place for my DMC floss, so I'm not using it for DMC, but I have become a little overwhelmed with my, oh man, major brain fart. Coloring cotton, wow. I'm on their thread of the month, their floss of the month club, and I love all of their colors, but I'm starting to not quite know what to do with them all. So I'm going to use it for that, and I'm going to also use it for my fancy floss. I don't have a huge collection of fancy floss, and I don't plan to, but as you kit things up, you do gather more and more along the way. So it's just a place for me to go with some of that. So it was high time that I get that organized. I'm kind of in an organizing kick right now. I want to go through every closet in my house and just like get rid of all the junk. I don't know if you're like me, I'm a stuffer. My house can always look like it's picked up, but the closets are a hot mess. And so they all kind of just need to be gone through and sorted out and dispose of a lot of things, because I'm a saver too. So anyway, I will show some pictures of what I've been doing as far as organization goes. I think what I'm going to jump into first are my whips. So one of my good friends, Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher, and I were talking about the Proverbs 31 sampler, which I inadvertently purchased 3 times. And we decided to do that one together because she really liked it as well. And we decided to start it on Mother's Day. Sorry for the glare in my glasses. I'm trying so hard to get good lighting here, guys, but it's reflecting in my glasses a bit. So on Mother's Day, her and I both started that one. And I'm doing mine on Brenda's Brew, and I am using all the called for colors on it. And I should, oh shoot, I didn't get one pattern together. I may have to interrupt and go grab something in a minute, but this one You guys are all familiar with the pattern. I'm gonna reach a second because I have a couple extra I can give away this week. This is the pattern by Plum Street Sampler. And it's not a huge stitch. It is only 115 by 115, and I decided to do mine on 40 count Brenda's Brew. And this is my progress so far. And it has really been a fun stitch. I'm enjoying it. It's not a super teeny tiny stitch, but it's not huge like a lot of my other ones. And it has a swan. So how could I say no to a swan? So I've been working on that one a lot lately. And that one's been a lot of fun. That's probably what I'll tackle again as soon as we're done today with my video. So that's one whip. Another one that I have been working on, I have done terrible. And I think I knew this about myself. I don't stick to a schedule very well. So I was trying to make myself on the 4th of every month do something patriotic, and on the 25th do something Christmas. I don't think I like to be told what to do, even by myself. So that has not been panning out for me very well. I just am a stitch what you want when you want kind of a girl. And so that's what I've been doing. I did start Serenity. Also, I started this one with Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher. And this one is by Teresa Kogut. It is stunning, but it is a big one. And so I don't have a huge start on this one yet. And actually, I think there is a sale going on by Sarah, handmade by Sarah W. and Sarah's Stitchery on YouTube. And I'll find out what the name of that is, and I'll put that either in the description box or I'll put something along the bottom here as to what the name of that sale is. But I know hashtags don't work great anymore on Instagram, so tag them if you guys are stitching it so that they can kind of follow along and watch your progress on it. I'm not terribly far yet on it. Gotta get myself a rhythm going here. And it's really not on my scroll frame very well. My scroll frame is a hot mess, but this is where I am at so far with it. Just kind of doing some of the border. And this one is being done in the called for fabric, which I believe was up in the attic. Pretty sure it was up in the attic. Let me see if I have a card made out on that one. Like I said, I try so hard. I'm not an organized person apparently. Okay, that's not it, that's not it. I just had it here, for Pete's sake. Here it is. I just had it. Okay, let's see if I did a card. So started this one with my friend Beth on March 31st. That was an Easter start. And it is on Up in the Attic. I'm doing it on 40 count, which is the called for. It's 40 count. It's Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit. Yay, I actually did something right. So that's my progress on that one, which isn't very far. Actually, I was kind of working on this one a little bit. Oh, I got such a hot mess with all my little magnets. When I went to the Stitchery Nook, there was an open stitch there the first weekend in April. And I had signed up for that earlier, and I met a couple of other girls, but one of the gals was Jo Kramer, and she was also stitching it as well. And it was interesting to see she had chosen a different fabric, and it's always so interesting to see it in person, how different that looks. And I think she had to choose a couple of different colors also because once you start changing the fabric color, it can affect your thread color, of course. So that was kind of fun, and had so much fun, you guys, at that retreat. It was just such a blast. It wasn't very big, but I got to know several people. Jeannie and Leanne, the loose thread stitchers, showed up on just Saturday to stitch with us for a bit, for a day. And so that was super fun to meet them in person. I've been chatting with them on Saturday nights already for a while. So it was just wonderful for me to get to actually see them and meet them in person and give them a hug. And then also Anita and Holly from, I say this wrong every time. I have to remember it's alphabetical. Shine Sparkle Stitch. Shine Sparkle Stitch is their YouTube channel. And oh, they are wonderful. You guys, they're just as lovely in person as that they are on their channel. Just so much fun. I just had a blast at that retreat. It was just so much fun. And then of course the Stitchery Nook was right downstairs, so anything your heart desires was right there. And I really didn't do horrible. I bought a lot of fabric because that's something that I don't have access to anywhere close to me. So I ended up buying quite a bit of fabric there, but I didn't go terribly hog wild, but I did get a few things. So anyway, that was so much fun. And I might try to post a picture. I think I took a little video of her store with her permission. I might try to insert some of that either in the beginning or at the end or something like that, just so you guys can get a picture of it, get a feel for it, and see what it's all about there. So, and Liz, the owner, has just an amazing facility upstairs. It's spectacular, it's comfortable, yeah, I really liked it. I really liked it. And she's of course wonderful and kind and knowledgeable. She knows so much. So it was super fun. Okay, moving on to my next one. I have been working on Winter Rose Manor quite a bit, just because I hadn't done it for a while and I felt like I needed to get caught up a little bit. So this one is by Brenda Gervais, Winter Rose Manor. You guys are probably familiar with it to a certain degree. And I'm getting close to the house. I haven't really done much with the house. I've done a lot of the border. I don't have it all done yet, but I've done a lot with the border. And on this one, I'm using all the called for colors, and I believe that I will also use, I just realized I should have taken this down a little bit so you guys could see it better. Using all the called for colors, and the color for the house is called for is conch, C-O-N-C-H. And on my fabric, I think it's going to work just fine. So I think I'm going to stay. Conch is kind of a real salmon shell colored pink, which I prefer over like a bubblegum pink. So I really like it. So there goes my doorbell. Hang on. Okay, that was a delightful delivery, which I'm gonna open afterwards. I'm not gonna take the time right now to do that. Anyway, where was I? We were talking about Winter Rose Manor. So I had shown you the pattern and I was trying to get this off of here so I could show you guys a little bit more of the actual stitch. So it's on a scroll rod and I've got it kind of wound up a little bit so you can't see the whole thing. Let's see if I can get it down a little bit. Okay, I think I have it ready to show you guys. So I think I am doing this one with, like I said, all the called for colors, and they're kind of a bit of a mess. I was at the retreat and they showed me how some people actually braid their yarn, their floss. I thought that was kind of cool because it's still, if you do it nice and loose, it all still comes out and then you don't get quite as tangled. At least mine always end up in such a tangled mess. But if you braid them, and as you can see, I haven't done them all, if you braid them, they don't get to be such a ratted mess. But anyway, these are the called for colors. And this is my progress so far. And don't mind the rat's nest of magnets at the bottom. But that's where I'm at. I've been working on the area with the trees in it. I've got the steps to the house done. And there still is a border that goes all the way across the bottom and then up the side here. And then of course the house, and then there's a big basket of flowers on the top yet. So, but, oh, I love it. You guys, it's turning out so pretty. And this one, I searched and searched high and low to see if I could find out what fabric I was using. And I think this was a piece that was in my stash that wasn't marked. It looks to me like it could be Winter Brew or something like that. I'm guessing that it's 40 count because I'm doing 1/2, and I don't usually care for the coverage of 1/2 with 36 count. So I'm guessing it's a 30 count, and it's not a huge stitch. It's really not that big. It's gonna be up to here. So it shouldn't cost me a fortune to try to finish it off. So anyway, I am really enjoying that one. That one's been so fun to to work on. I really am enjoying all of the stitches that I've got going right now. Okay, so that one was Winter Rose Manor. Let me keep myself organized here. And then the other one that I've worked on quite a bit has been the Smith Sampler. And I'm not gonna undo this whole big guy. These scroll frames are wonderful, but when you want to show more, it's hard to actually unscroll them. It's a little bit of a process. So this one was done on a sal. Let's see if I wrote the sal down. It was for Diane Sutton's birthday sal, and I'll put the sal name across here and I'll put it in the notes as well. But this is the full completed picture. And I was watching Sherry the Colorado cross stitcher, and she actually had an opportunity to purchase the original of this. So she has not only done this, but she also has the original pattern as well. I can't imagine owning that. So I think it's gorgeous. I've told you before, I love the fact that there's room on there for me to put my grandmother's maiden name on it. I found out that's 1/1. I haven't really done much 1/1, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet. But anyway, that one's gonna go at the bottom of this basket here, and I actually got pretty much that whole basket done along with a few other things in the middle. But that's my progress so far on that one. Again, you guys, it's such a fun stitch. It makes a huge difference if you like your fabric and if you like how your colors are turning out. It becomes a drudgery if you don't. And that's why you should never push through. If you're using a fabric or a floss color that is not inspiring you or bringing you joy, you should definitely consider starting over, because it's not worth it. It's just, I want to enjoy my stitches. I want to be in love with them. And I find that I'm not sometimes. And so then it's just worth it to start over. Okay, so one of the other things I've been working on is for my 4th of July, I switched over from Lady of the Flag to One Nation. I really want to get this one done. There's a Facebook group for this that I just discovered. And so I really, really wanted to, it motivated me to kind of pull it back out and start working on it again. And this one's on a hoop. How can I best show this to you guys? Oh, I just did not prepare very well. I spent all morning thinking about my notes that I had to tell you guys, and I didn't really prepare my stitches very well. Let me take my magnets off. There's so much that I'm making this guy huge. And so there is just so much fabric that you have to corral for this one in order to be able to stitch. So let me pull him off. I'm finding I don't love my Nerge hoops at all anymore. I might even be getting rid of them. I recently purchased a Lowry stand at the Stitchery Nook. One of my good friends, Charlotte, had a Lowry stand. She made the mistake of allowing me to use it when she wasn't. And so then every single time she wasn't there stitching, I stole her stand. And by the second night, I had ordered one. It's amazing. It really, really is amazing. And Lindy Stitches sells those. So if you need a resource, okay, here's my blanket. And this is as far as I've gotten so far. And I did work on the top row a little bit more with the words. And it just all, of course, takes a little bit of time. But I love this one. I was hoping to have this one done this year by the 4th of July. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen, and that's okay, because there's always next year. This one, I know I'm doing it on Haunted by Seraphim. I'm looking for a card to see if I have a project card in here. I was sure I had stuck a project card in here. I think it's on a size 28 because I wanted it to fit on a wall within a frame that I own. So I purposely chose a bigger size, and I'm doing it 2/2 just to make it bigger. And I do love it. The colors that I'm using though are not the called for. What I ended up using, shoot, I wish I had my card. I don't know what I did with my project card. Shame on me. Is it in this little pouch? Could I have actually been organized? Oh, nope. Nope, not organized. Surprise! Not organized. Okay, it's really irritating me though. Yeah, it's just not in here. Okay, so the color that I'm using for the red turned out to be Classic Colorworks Apple Fritter, and I loved it because it had so much variegation in it. Lots and lots of different shading, which is what I was really looking for in there. And then the blue I chose, if I can find it, that's not right, that's green. The off-white color, I was gonna do a Cosmo color, and I changed my mind and I went with, I think it's called Parchment. The blue is Michael's Navy. I was looking for something that had kind of a worn, weathered-ish type of a look to it. And I felt like Michael's Navy did fit the bill on that one. And then my white, yeah, it's Parchment by Weeks Dye Works. So it's Michael's Navy, Parchment, and Classic Colorworks Apple Fritter. So these were my colors that I chose. And they show up beautifully on this Haunted by Seraphim. It's a darker fabric and they do look beautiful together. So, okay, I really need to probably create a project card at some point for that. I have an idea. I started stitching with some other friends, so I can probably nail down the time that I started stitching it, so. Okay, that's really about, I think, all I have been doing for my whips, you guys, with the exception of one other. I joined Nicole Spore's Biscornu Cell, and I can't remember the exact name of it, but she was using patterns by Kathy Haberman from Hands on Design that were called a basket series, I think. So there was a summer basket, there was a winter basket, there's a spring, and I think a fall. And they were square, and Nicole was showing us all how you can take any square pattern and turn it into a Biscornu. And so that's what she was working on, and I finished one of the summer basket ones. And so it's basically a square, and then you have to do a bottom square as well because the tips of those show when you set it. And then you put a button right in the middle of it to kind of pull it all together. And my intention on this was to do 3, to do stackables, bigger, medium, small. And this was gonna be my top one, my small. And then I started a sell with Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher, and this one kind of fell off to the side, off the wagon, if you wanna call it. So that's as far as I got. I did start a second one. It was 2/2, which I don't love, but that was, again, the way to get the proper sizing. And I think that's probably also why I fell off of it, because it was 2/2, and I just don't love stitching that anymore. I'm so spoiled. I like my 40 count. I will do 36 occasionally, but I don't usually care for the coverage. There are some prim pictures that I do actually kind of like a 1/2 on 36, because it gives it kind of a real old vintage-ish kind of a look to it. So I will do some prim once in a while on 36, but I'm just finding I don't really love doing it on 36. I think what I forgot to show you on my Proverbs 31, which I think he's here at the bottom, I am doing, you guys, I'm doing 1/1 on 40. Look at the words. I'm doing Proverbs 31:13 so far. And it's 1/1 on 40. And everybody talks about what a nightmare that is. I don't think it's a nightmare at all. Of course, I have my big magnifying glass and my light, but I didn't mind it at all. I don't think I would want to do 1/1 on any smaller count because unless you use a thinner floss. Maybe a silk would work better. Some of the silks I think might be thinner, but this one calls for Weeks Dye Works and some DMC, some Classic Colorworks, and it's plenty thick. It's plenty thick. I'm thankful it's not full coverage because to get that many stitches in one corner would be too much. But for just doing a little bit of wording, I discovered all of the words, the whole Proverbs 31, it's all 1/1. So I'm really thankful that I don't mind it. and that it's actually kind of fun. You know, it's always kind of fun to do a new challenge, I think. Not everybody probably would agree with me, but I think it's fun to do a new challenge. Okay, now where do I go? Oh, guys, there's haul. So it's been a month and a half just about since I've seen you all. And I told you at my last video I was trying not to buy as many patterns, and that has held pretty true. But I did get a lot of fabric. I did stop some of my Fabric of the Month clubs. I actually stopped 3 out of the 4 that I was doing, and I decided so many times the colors weren't quite what I would use, and I would much rather pick and choose the colors that I want rather than just randomly getting colors. I kept my Fox and Rabbit one because that one was hard to get into. I would dearly love to get into color and cottons, but I really admire the colors, like at Grace Notes Fabrics and at Be Stitch Me. I love their colors, but I'd rather pick my own. And there's so many others that I really love as well. So I just decided, and I have a lot of fabric. So when I was at Stitchery Nook, I could actually touch and feel the fabric. I was so excited. So I did pick up a piece of 40 count up in the attic because that seems to be one of my go-tos now. I love that color. Even though it's a little bit of a reddish color, I really like it. And then I did get my, let's see, what else did I get? I got some 40 count raw. I saw a post a while back. Somebody saying you should always have platinum and raw and maybe mushroom. You should always carry those in your stash. And I didn't have any more raw. I used it on a pattern and I didn't have any more. So I grabbed a piece of raw in 40 count. Big surprise, all of these will be 40 count. I got some Picture This Plus Ren just because I could, and because I could see it and touch it and feel it. So I got that one. This is all from Stitchery Nook. And Seraphim, I got some Winter White. I don't know if you can see that it's just a lighter tan. I'm not very brave or bold in my fabric color choices. I go green. That's about it. Okay, and I got Oaken. Picture This Plus Oaken. I've used that color before too. It's got some beautiful modeling in it. And so I've always really liked Oaken. Then, quite a while ago, I had ordered a bunch of, what do you call this stuff again? It's the really huge count. There's a name for it. Anyway, it was on the Stash site, and I kind of had forgotten I'd ordered it, and I think it probably took over a month to get to me. But she had a bunch of colors, and I haven't ever stitched anything. It takes kind of a pearl cotton because it's got such a huge weave to it. What is this called again, you guys? I know you're screaming it out at me at the screen. It's escaping me. But anyway, I got a whole bunch of it, and I think this is like 11 count maybe. So I think that could be really cool. I don't know what. It's going into the stash, but I think that's really cool. And I think I got it for a decent price. I actually purchased some of this from a store a while back thinking that, oh, that's not a bad price. Yeah, by the time they priced it out by inch, by square, and by the time I paid for it, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't so cheap. So this was a good deal. Then I got my Fabric of the Month from Fox and Rabbit. This one's called Oyster Shell, and it's beautiful. It's a grayish, grayish tan. I love it. So, and that one, of course, is 40 count too. And I hadn't canceled my Be Stitch Me yet, and so I got one more from her, and this one is Gold Rush, which is really cool. I could potentially use this one. I could see myself using this on something. I don't know what yet exactly, but it's very golden, very yellow golden. So beautiful, beautiful. Some of them slid off the pile. This was when I was still getting my Atomic Ranch as well from Goran Stitchery. This one's called Golden Harvest, and this one is 36. So this was kind of an oops. I should have stopped that one sooner, but I didn't. But it's so pretty that maybe I can find some use for that one yet. And then I've got one more. This one is oaken, and I got it in 32 count because first I got home and I'm like, why did I get 32 count? Well, let me tell you why I got 32 count. Because while I was at Stitchery Nook, I purchased the Spring Folk by Kathy at Hands On Design. I can't find it. Is it over here? Is it over? Oh, there it went on the ground. No, that's not it. Okay. Well, that's crazy. I thought I had it in. But anyway, I bought the paddle from Chantel, 141 Design. She did 4 seasons in this. And for Chantel's pep rally retreat that she did last fall, she released the fall one to the girls there. And then she came out with the spring one, and I just am a little bit slow on the uptake. By the time I decided I wanted to do it, it was sold out everywhere. So while I was at Stitchery Nook, I grabbed that one, and I grabbed the floss to go with it, and then I came home and I ordered the paddle. And if I find it in my mess, I will show it to you. But that's why I bought this much oaken, because I think hers called for Fabrics by Steph, and I think it's driftwood. But I really like oaken, and I think it would be beautiful on oaken. So I got enough to do all 4 seasons on here. So that's exciting to me. I can't wait to tackle that one. And then I also picked up a couple of things, just a couple of other little items while I was at Stitchery Nook. Lady Dot Creates, she had a whole rack full of different trims. I picked up some LG. This is the chenille. That one is called LG. And I also picked up from Dames of the Needle Cauldron, from the Cauldron. And this is just a little green pom-pom, a little mini pom-pom to add to my finishing pile. And then, oh, here it is. Here's the Spring Folk. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen this one stitched. Many people have finished it. But isn't that board in the background so cool? And it's got a lot of specialty stitches, so I think I'm gonna enjoy that challenge. And I just thought they were really fun. I loved the shape, that it was kind of long and slender. I don't know, I thought it was fun. So, okay, that was one of my new ones. Then while I was at Stitchery Nook, Liz got a hold of me one night and she was showing me, oh, so many things. And when you see them in person, it truly sways you. It really does cause you to buy. And I don't know when I'm gonna do this, but fell in love with this. It's a biscornu, but it's felt. It's felt, you guys. I've never done felt. Crazy me. Never done felt. So it comes with all the supplies. And she, of course, had one finished, and I just kind of went, oh, add to cart, add to cart. And she let you just like build up a pile, and you could just pay for it at the end of the retreat. It was a bad idea. Bad idea for me. Not for her. Her, great idea. For me, bad idea. So anyway, this one, I can't wait. It's an Easter-ish one. Oh, it's got bees in it. I didn't even realize that. I really intended to have a bee-themed season in the house after Easter. And I just haven't gotten my bee stitching done the way that I wanted to. And so I need to really kind of focus on that. I did a lot of patriotic stitching last year, so I'm not feeling the need to do a ton of patriotic stitching this year, even though I love it. And so I think I might focus on bee stuff during the patriotic stitching season. So just to try to get some stuff ready for next year so that I can display it. And that kind of leads really well into one of my next segues. I belong to Blackbird Designs Facebook group, and there was a link on there that everybody could throw out their unicorn chart things on it, and also ask if anybody has it, would like to sell, that kind of thing. And there's a wonderful lady there. Her name is Patricia Geary, and she had Honey Bee Hill by Blackbird Design, which is this one. It's an out-of-print chart. Oh, I just love it. And this one. And I don't know if I'm gonna get them both done. I'm gonna start with this guy. She loans it out to you for 8 weeks. You have a time limit, you pay for your shipping to and from, but she will loan it to you. Isn't that wonderful? But you have to belong to that group in order for her to loan it to you. So this one is gonna get started probably this weekend. I haven't pulled anything yet for it, but I'm sure it doesn't look like it takes a whole lot of colors. So I'm sure I should be able to find something in my stash and get going on that. And I think it'll be a quick stitch. What is that B? Let's find out what the stitch is. Does it tell me? The B is 94 by 69. So I don't think it's gonna take really very long. But I'm super excited to be able to do that one. So I'm keeping him very carefully protected inside the cardboard that she sent it to me in so that I don't wreck anything. Okay, and then I also received, I'm part of the ornament thing through Crazy Annie's for the Country Cottage Needlework ones. She did these Christmas ones, which I loved the pastel colors. I thought they were pretty. So this is like the 4th or the 5th one that I've gotten yet. Haven't started any of them yet, but they're going in my to-do pile. And then I also purchased the cookbook. And if you guys haven't, you should. I know I don't want to really enable, well, yeah, I do too want to enable you. Let me enable you. So many adorable, cute little stitches. And then of course there's the recipes as well. But it's just covered with really wonderful littles, a lot of really cute. And I can't really show them to you because they're all the chart. So many of them are the actual chart. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, you guys will be seeing some of these stitched up. They're just really super, super cute. Oh, I wish I could show them to you, but anyway, it's worth the $12 that it costs just for all the wonderful little stitches, plus you get a cookbook. I mean, can you really go wrong? You can't go wrong. Okay, and then I bought, let me reach 1 second here. Talk amongst yourselves here, because I did drop a few things as we were talking earlier. Let me grab, oh, there goes my camera, moving the whole thing. Okay, I'm on a table and you'd think I would be not losing things, but I am. Okay, I purchased this quite a while back. I don't think I showed it to you before, but by Robin Pickens, I purchased this little spring bird. They're a series as well, and they're so pretty. The colors in them are just beautiful. So that's on the short list to do at some point. I got this from a D-Stash site. I've always wanted it. I have the other one, This Is the Day, and I always wanted Jesus Loves Me Too. Wanted that one so bad. Now I have it. Don't know when I'm gonna stitch it, that's okay. And there was, there's a Mirabilia site also on Facebook run by Mindy Daigle, and she oftentimes will throw out the new stuff or things that she has. And I've kind of been collecting the pixies. So I grabbed this one. You know, they don't ever really tell you the name of the pixie. I find that, oh, Buttercup, it does say it. Pixie Blossoms Buttercup. I thought that one was really cute. I haven't really stitched any of these, you guys, but I'm definitely collecting them because I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I'm gonna do some of these. I think they're beautiful. And then Prairie Schooler had a couple that I couldn't resist. This one is Sunshine and Shadow, and it's so bizarre because I just saw this on Lindy Stitches this morning. She was talking about this pattern. And it's an older one of her first, but it's got kind of an Amish feel to the corners. And then I also got one called Christmas Trees. Love them. Think they would be really cute on spools, kind of just scattered around at Christmas time. So I got those two from the stash. And then I got this Gathering Acorns from Leela's Studios. Thought that would be a fun little fall pillow. And my last one is Molly from Linens and Scraps this fault. She had started a sampler. I would have never picked this out, but when she showed it, I actually snapped a picture of it because her colors were stunning. And they don't look like they do on here, but this is the sampler, and her colors were almost a peach coral color, but hers was beautiful. So this one, Molly, you did me in. It's not the first time that she's gotten me. But this one is so, so, so pretty. I really encourage you to go watch her last video, and she shows what her progress on it. It's so, so pretty. Okay, that was it, guys. I didn't think that was horrible. Then I also got my floss. I've got 2 months worth of my color and cotton floss. So I don't know if it's worth it for me to take them out of the packages to show you guys. I belong to the All Colors and the Primitive Colors. So I get 15 flosses every month. And they're just always beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that was 1. And this one was 2. So I got to put those in my stash. I can add them to my Annie's Keepers. I'm really excited to start using those Annie's Keepers. Once I get those organized, I'll show you guys. I'll take a picture of them and show them to you guys. Okay. Then I also, when I was buying that paddle from Chantel, she had these really cute new risers. And so they look like this, and then they come with these adorable little feet that go under and just lift anything up, like this Biscornu that I'm working on. Where did he go? He was just there. To put him on top of one of those little risers. So cute. Just to give a little extra dimension, a little height to some things. I thought this was just genius. I thought it was just genius for adding another element. And apparently I have more fabric. April fabric of the month. Not another sampler. Is this one from Stitch Me? Love this one. I've been wanting this one forever, and I finally got it. And this is a 1/4 yard and 40 count. Again, it's my jam, that tan color. And then from Fox and Rabbit, I got one called Faded Hippie. And I'm not sure, I think it could be a really cool patriotic stitch on there because it's got almost shades of red, like a really faded out red in there. That could be really cool for a patriotic something or other. So that one. And this is, these are my plans. Okay, you know me and my plans, they don't always come to fruition, but I need to do my summer bee. My patriotic one is going to be going up soon, but I want to get this one done so that next summer I have my bee one ready to go. So it's got like this cute little bee button, so I think he would fit in really well with my bee decor. I might even change some of the colors in it to kind of yellows and blacks and goldens, and just to kind of match the rest of them. So that's on my short list. I plan on starting this one fairly soon. This is by Kanikas, and this is Amazing Grace Little White Church. I've shown this to you before. It's done, this really pretty white church, done on Amazing Grace fabric. And I got the fabric from them as well. They print it for you. And that one was kind of a pre-order. It took 6 weeks maybe for me to get that. And then it actually took me quite a while to get the colors. And I finished getting my colors when I was at Stitchery Nook. And Liz had the ones that I was missing, but they were often out of stock online. So I was finally able to fully kit that one up. That one goes back in here. Come here, fella. Okay, getting close to the end. trying to keep some semblance of order. And then a while back I had purchased from Paisley and Polka Dots. I keep losing this because it's not glued in yet. This little backer board. It's really so cute. And then it comes with this trim which goes on it. And I haven't glued the trim on yet because I want to dust it with some gold. I want to give it a little bit dimension. I want to hit the edges. And I bought some gold burnishing wax to use on that. And then it comes with 3 discs. So the first one, I've painted it white ivory to be the same color as the rest. Nope, this way. Ivory, and then it comes with 2 more that you can put fabric on and then your stitch. So just a smidge smaller for the first one. So just a tiny bit of that's gonna show. And I plan to put this on there. My Mary. It's gonna be snug, but I think it's gonna fit. I think that's gonna fit. Let me see, top to bottom. Yep. I think that's gonna fit just perfectly on there. So I'm excited to finish that one. That one is on. I was gonna send this to my friend to do some finishes for me. And then when I came home from Stitchery Nook, I had a tree down and I had to pay to have that removed. That is not a fun way to spend your money. Just gotta tell you, not a fun way to spend multi-hundreds. So anyway, that kind of took up all my stitching budget for a month. So I still may send it to her, but it's just not gonna happen right away. So we'll see whether I tackle it myself or whether I let her do it. And then I was on the Kohana site. The Kohana site. I saw a picture somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but it was showing mini scissors in Easter colors, like turquoise and a pastel pink and a yellow, or was it a purple? They were so pretty. And it kept saying that you could order now, order now, order now. And I'm like, I don't get it. I've never seen them before, but it didn't give me a place to order. So I texted them or I emailed them and they said, oh, sorry for the confusion, because it was in their newsletter. And I'm like, why would it be in their newsletter if it's old? But apparently it was 2022. Those were available. But I couldn't leave the site without buying something, right? So I ended up picking up this adorable little kit. It comes in a little box. It's a little wooden box. And then an adorable little basket to hold everything in. And I got this one because, of course, I love pink. It was the only way I could get these little pink shears with this being pink. All the other ones have a pink tassel, but this is brown. And I wanted pink. So I finally got my cute little pink shears. I love them so much. And it came with this beautiful, it's got almost like leather on the back of it, but it's a magnet. It's a needle minder. Also in pink. It's a Kohana needle minder. So spoiled myself just a smidge. And I got an extra one. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have an extra one, guys. And then it also came with this a little tiny floss of pink thread. And I'm not sure what the purpose of that. Maybe there isn't a purpose. Get that. It's kind of hard to see. Yeah, my lighting is crap. So, oh, here comes thunderstorms. So I picked that up from Kohana. And last but not least, this is in my plans. What else did I plan to do? I feel like there was something else I was planning to do. The bag saga continues. I got a couple more Starry Owl Stitchery bag. Oh, the colors. Oh, my stars, the colors. They were so amazing. And Which one is this one? Does she have a label on it? Let me look inside. There's no, oh yeah, here's a card. This one is Vintage Owl Lady. Is this Vintage Owl? No, this was Starry Owl. This is Vintage Owl. I thought this was beautiful too. Pink, imagine that. I'm not usually a hot pink person. I usually kind of like a dusty rose kind of pink. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, I thought that was so pretty. And then I belong to Carrie Tiger Lily. Her, trying to get myself organized again, put my things back, to her keeper club. She does a keeper once a quarter, and it's filled, the box is filled with such special goodies, and she's very diligent about curating things from small businesses that are on Etsy or just other ones that she finds. I think she's always on the hunt for somebody that she could incorporate into her keeper boxes. And so this is what was in her keeper box this time. So many goodies. First of all, we got this wonderful needle threader and needle minder combination. You can see the threader there at the very end, but it's also magnetized, so it's a needle minder as well. And does it say, what can't Brooke do is the name of the store that came from. And then this really beautiful felted coaster. Look how thick it is. Isn't that cool? Oh, I think that's really, really unique and useful and pretty, all the things. And I don't have the list anymore for where that came from. If I find it, I'll let you guys know. And then she also just had another, like, I don't know what you would call this. It's too big. It could be a zipper pull. Could be on a keychain, could be on a purse. It could be a lot of different things. And this one came from, oh, it says keychain, macrame keychain in the Pacific Northwest. Is that the whole name? A branch and cord. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was pretty. And of course, in Carrie's traditional bright pink color. And then it also came with, I swear it came with something else too. Cookies, which I've been really good. You guys have had this for a couple weeks and I have not touched the cookies. I wanted to give you guys the full effect of the wonders of her. Oh, here, Sheep Farm Felt. That's where that little thing came from. Sheep Farm Felt. An adorable little card. But that's where that little coaster came from. And then the piece de resistance, of course, is her keeper, which is fabulous and beautiful, stunning, beautifully made. I feel so very special and fortunate to be part of her club. It's such a treat every single quarter to get one of these from her. I can't tell you how much I look forward to that box coming in the mail every single time. And then I also joined the one, oh, so sorry. I joined Elisa, the Fanciful Flamingo, has been doing a box of the month. I think it's bi-monthly, every other month that hers come out. And it's just favorite things box. And so I got hers. And hers is also filled with such stitchy goodness. So hers comes with decorative pins, which I'm gonna have to take out for you guys to see. Beautiful. I don't know if you can see those very clearly. Look at the color, the shimmer, the shine. Fabulous decorative counting pins. And I think she makes these. I can't read it. Yes, I think I see Fanciful. So I think she actually makes these herself. And then it always comes with a pattern, an original. This one is from the Proper Stitcher. It's Sweet Friendships Refresh the Soul and Awaken Our Hearts with Joy. And this is by Annie, the Proper Stitcher. And then she also sends all the floss that goes with it, as well as your finishings, your fabric and your trim, your rickrack trim. And she sent the board all in one. Is that not awesome, you guys? You get so much for your money, so much from her. And then of course she sent candy. You gotta do candy, right? A little bit of candy in there. Oh, here's more of the finishing. Project, oh no, this is a project bag tag. Didn't realize that. So you can put that on the project bag when we're stitching it. She sends us a few special stickers. And now she's got a new project tracker card by her. And it's nice and big, you guys. Look at the size. And it's got her logo on the front. That's the first that I've seen that one. And then you get a discount code from Annie, the Proper Stitcher, if you want to order anything from her as well. So this thing is just like packed, you guys, packed with goodness, with stitchy goodness. So much fun. This is another box that I really look forward to getting. So much. Okay. Oh, one more thing, and then I think we're done. What is this? Oh, two more things. Can't quite reach that one. Three more things. They were too far away from me. Okay, I got more fabric from the Stitchery Nook. I was wanting a nice black. And this one is, let's see if it says it on the inside. Yeah, it does. This is called Nightcrawler 40 count by Seraphim. And it's a beautiful variegated chalkboard black. And I was looking for something like that. I didn't really have a good black in my stash anywhere. So excited to get that. And I continue to collect cross stitch kits. One of these days I'm gonna do a kit parade, you guys, of all my dimensions, my lettuce stitch, my Mereshka, all of my kits. I'll show you guys all of the ones that I've purchased. But this one had swans. And could I say no to that? Nope, absolutely not. So that one was super pretty. And then while I was at the retreat, we found out that Kathy Haberman was going to be at a day stitch retreat in Beersford, South Dakota on August 10. And so Charlotte and I both jumped online to do that. And it's a tutorial class where Kathy's gonna teach us how to do a finishing. And so she sent us the pattern ahead of time. And when we leave, we will actually go away with a fabulous finished product like that. And so, oh, my dog found his toy. And so we got the pattern for that. We got the fabric, the floss. We got all the things for that. So hopefully I didn't show you guys anything I shouldn't have there. I wonder if I was supposed to not show that yet. Anyway, this is my homework. I have to get busy on this and get this done so that it's ready to go, but it's not till August 10, so I've got time, right? Famous last words, I've got time. Okay, you guys, that's it. I'm through everything on my table. Oops, I keep knocking my camera around. So then we are up to the giveaway, and I saved it on my phone. Let's see if it actually saved it on my iPad too, so I can pull up the names. And I'm gonna insert pictures of the winners on this as well, so you guys can see them. It did. Okay, so my first winner of Proverbs 31 pattern by Plum Street Sampler is going to be at Flower Lass, and that's a YouTube name, I'm guessing. And then the second one is at Nana's Legacy on YouTube. So if you are either one of those two, my email address is in the link. Go ahead and send me a message with your address, and I will get those shipped out to you guys just as soon as I get your information, okay? And I don't have a new giveaway yet this time, but there will be more. There's always me overbuying, always. So I'm sure there will be more. I thought this time, and I don't remember if I've done this or not, I should have really looked back through my videos, but I thought my blessing moment for this one should be something about the elderly. I thought, you know, nursing homes are so full of people who never get a visitor. And there's often even people just right in your neighborhood that you don't realize are lonely. And I thought it would be nice to go visit a widow or a widower in your neighborhood, maybe bring them a little snack or something and just sit and visit, because honestly, that's what they want. They want your time. They want you to sit and visit with them for a little bit. So that's my blessing idea for this particular episode. If you have an opportunity, if you know somebody, take some time out of your busy, hectic schedules and go spend it with somebody who might be lonely. And you'd be surprised at how many people out there are. Okay, then I had a whole bunch of mentions of people who I've watched that I wanted to do shout outs to. And I'll try to include in the notes all of the cells, all the names of the cells that are going on and like maybe who's doing them. I'll put that in the notes so that you can tag them on Instagram when you're posting a picture. So some of the first ones are, I've watched, of course, Antique Needleworkers Shelley. I've watched Handmade by Sarah W. I've watched Sarah's Stitchery, and on Instagram, she's Stitchy Sarah Reads. Of course, I've watched my friend Beth at Red Cross Stitcher, my friend Tammy, Woodland Stitching Studio, Carrie, Tiger Lily Designs. I've watched Sarah's Stitchy Spot just recently. She's always a joy to watch. She's just so full of kindness and enthusiasm, positive energy. She's always really good to watch. I often watch Carolyn Seazooks, and I watch Hobbies of Holly. I watch Jessica the Sweetwater Stitcher. I watch Nicole at Nicole Spore. I really enjoy watching Teresa Little Stitcher. She does more full coverage pieces, but she has branched out and done some other things as well. I think you would enjoy her. She's got a fabulous British accent. I love Jen the Calculated Stitcher just because I tend to like almost everything that she either quilts or makes or sews or stitches. I love watching Liz the Wandering Stitcher. I've also watched Somi Sarah. Nope. I just watched her today and I can't come up with her name. You know what? Let me quick do a search on my YouTube channel and tell you. Whoops, stop. Stop.
The next time.
I want to look at my history and I can tell you. Oh yeah, I watched Two Needles Pulling Thread and Floss Bossing Cousins, can't miss them. Lindy Stitches, I really love her. Fibers and Floss, Erica, Holly of Hobbies, I think I said her. I watch Evertote. Oh, a new one I found was Privies and Prim Needlecrafts. I really love her style. She did the coolest needleworker stitch and did it on a frame that her dad had made her. Ooh, it was yummy. It was so yummy. Really enjoyed that one. Always watch Primrose Cottages. Just So Sherry, that was the other one. I also really enjoy Shari Moss. I like watching what she's stitching. It's usually a little bit smaller items. Country Stitchers with Liz and Deb. I watch Chantel at Chantel 141 Designs. Just a small sampling. You know, it's been a while since I've been on, and so of course there's a lot of them that I've watched. I'm so sorry if I've missed some that I wanted to mention. I'll try to keep better notes this time. I try to write them down sometimes as I'm watching, so I'll remember them. But it means so very much, you guys, if you would go in and give them a like, or if you would subscribe to their channel. I can't tell you what a boost that is to your self-esteem when you realize that somebody liked what you did enough to subscribe or to comment. I love the comments so much, and I wish so bad that you guys could send me pictures of things, because you'll say, oh yeah, I just did this one or I just did that one, and I want to see them so bad. And in that same vein, I just wanted to tell you guys thank you for everybody who touched base with me wondering where I was at. So thank you so much for your concern, your kind comments. I love this community. You guys are all so awesome, and you mean the world to me. You really do. So continue stitching, you guys. Stay happy. Keep your mojo going. Be kind, and we'll talk to you guys all next time, and hopefully it won't be so long. And the 2 winners, let me know. Give me your info, and I'll get those sent out to you. Love you all. Bye, guys. I almost forgot to add something rather important at the end of the video. I have been pulled back into crochet by a good friend. She started doing an Afghan called the Gem Afghan, I think. I'm not sure. I'll try to put a link to the actual Etsy shop where we purchased it from. And I used to crochet a lot, and then I started having some trouble with my hands, and I backed away from it for a bit. But when she decided to stitch it, I'm like, I can do that. I know how to do that. So I went to my enormous yarn stash, you guys, enormous. And I pulled out some colors. Hers is so gorgeous, and she shows it on her video. It's Beth the Red Cross Stitcher, of course. I talk about her all the time. I just adore her. She's a huge blessing in my life. And hers is beautiful. Oh, the colors are so pretty and so soft. Mine, I just used what I had in my stash, and I have tan and pink and brown in my bedroom, and so I decided to make one in those colors, and I'm going to try to pull this back far enough to show you guys where it's at. I have to put 40 more blocks. I have to put 40 more blocks around the outside edge yet, and then there's a few more border stitches, so it's getting very close to being done. I have the 40 blocks made, but struggling just a little bit on which color I want to use to join them. And so hopefully I'll have this finished for you guys by the next time I do a video. We'll see. But I forgot to add it. Also, I'm going to insert a picture. So she reminded me when we were talking about this Afghan, she said she was going to do it in possibly patriotic colors next. And I went, I have a patriotic Afghan. And so I went downstairs, pulled it out, showed it to her, and she's like, oh, you need to display that. So I'm going to be pulling out all of my patriotic stuff in the next week or two, so I just kept it upstairs. I took a quick picture, which I'm going to insert, along with maybe a better picture of this Afghan, and just wanted to share that with you guys. I do enjoy crocheting, and like I said, I used to do so much of it. I used to do something called amigurumi, which is making the little tiny animals and stuff, and really enjoyed doing that too. Made a lot of baby shoes and baby boots and things like that, but it did get to be really quite hard on my hands. When you make things that are shaped, you have to pull quite tightly in order to get things shaped correctly, and I think it kind of did my hands in a little bit. So I took a break from it, but doing an Afghan, especially if I take breaks and stuff in between, is just fine. So I'm so glad I didn't get rid of my yarn stash like I had talked about many times. And so I'm glad I still have it, and I can still use things to make different, who knows what, make probably a lot more Afghans, because that seems to be a little bit of a mindless type of a project. It's easy to sit and do that while talking without having to always count. So I enjoy that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I completely forgot. I had it setting out. I had it sitting here ready to go, and then I forgot. So anyway, just had to insert a little clip. I'll do it before the end of the video, but I just wanted to share my love, one of my other loves, which is crochet. And Beth is trying to talk me into doing some quilting, and I haven't done much of it. So we'll see. I have been collecting, as like I do everything else. I've collected a few patterns, and I think I'm going to start with something maybe simple like a table runner, but I'd love to do like a patriotic table runner. I think that would be really cool. So we'll see. Stay tuned, guys, and you'll get to see it eventually, hopefully. All right, take care. Bye.